Number tricks are really just algebra in disguise, so don't ever be fooled. So what we worked on Friday was looking at some things you can do numerically and proving them why they work algebraically. So the first one we did was you took your age, added 3, multiplied that result by 5, subtracted your age, added 9, divided by 4, subtracted 6, and the result was your age. So we looked at why that works. First we reviewed your quiz, so if you need to retake your last quiz, remember 2 different arrangements of algebra tiles means this 3 times x plus 4, here's one group of x plus 4, 2 groups of x plus 4, and 3 groups of x plus 4. And all I do to show the distributive property with algebra tiles is put the 3 x's together and the 12 ones together. So this is the same amount as this, but there's 2 different ways to write it. So when you use the distributive property, this shows why 3 times the quantity of x plus 4 is equal to 3x plus 12. Okay, then you had to show me how you use the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction to do this mentally. So what you think of is 199 as 200 minus 1, and then 4 times 200 is 800, 4 times 1 is 4. I was short 200 by 1 4 times, and 800 minus 4 is 796, and that's how you use the distributive property to help you do mental math. Expanding, remember, means to multiply, and you must multiply each term in the brackets by what's in front of the bracket. So 2x times 5x is 10x squared, x times x is x squared, 2 times 5 is 10, and 2x times a negative 3 is negative 6x. Remember, subtracting a number is the same thing as adding its opposite. So I could think of this as 5x plus a negative 3, but it's just easier to have one sign. So think of it as 2x times negative 3, which gives me negative 6x. So the answer is 10x squared minus 6x. On number 4, I gave you a hint. Expand first. So the first thing you want to do is ignore the first set of terms in brackets and distribute 10 to the second set. So 10 times 12x is 120x, 10 times x squared is 10x squared, and 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. And then I rearranged these and color-coded them so you could see how to combine the like terms. I've got 4x squareds here and 10x squareds here. So 4x squared plus 10x squared is 14x squared. I have 1x here and 120x is there, and if I add them together, I get 121x, and I have a positive 9 and a negative 30. And 9 minus 30 is negative 21. So this is the final answer I get. And the last one, which didn't show up on my Snagit right here, is factoring out 3x from the expression 9x squared plus 18x. You want to divide each term by 3x, pull it out and put it in front, and then you have 3x times in brackets 3x plus 6. All right, then returning to today's lesson. So we said, does this work for any age? And actually it does, and so we prove that by using n for any age. So if n is your age is n, and adding 3 is n plus 6, n plus 3, and then we want to multiply everything by 5, so we must put it in brackets. So 5 times n is 5n, 5 times 3 is 15. We subtracted your age, which was n, so 5n minus n is 4n. We added 9. 9 and 15 is 24. We divide everything by 4. You must divide each term by 4. And 4n divided by 4, this 4 forces a 1. Take it out, and you have 1n plus 6. And the last thing was to subtract 6. So n plus 6 minus 6 gives us n, which is your age. Okay, we looked at a different number trick. All of you picked your own number, any number. You added 1, multiplied by 2, multiplied that by 3, subtracted 4, added 5, then you subtracted 6 times your original number, and the answer for everybody was 7. And the question is, why does that work for everybody? Well, you all picked a number, so let's call that n. You added 1, that's n plus 1. You multiplied that by 2, so that's 2n plus 2. You must distribute your 2 to each term because you multiply the entire sum by 2. Then we multiplied all of that by 3. 3 times 2n is 6n. 3 times 2 is 6. Then we subtracted 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. Then we added 5. 2 and 5 is 7. Then we subtracted 6 times your original number. Well, your original number was n. 6 times n is 6n. And when we take out 6n, all we're left with is 7. And that's why everybody got 7. So that makes sense. And for homework, you just have to do page 82, 1 through 3, and number 9. Make sure you show all of your steps and finish your total of 3 hours of ALEKS and 15 topics. And those of you that have almost finished your orange and green, I gave you a new amount on Friday. So you should be in good shape. And that's it.